All right, guys, here we are in Shattered Temple, and down at the bottom of the map, losing the last game, will he come back and win and get an advantage again? It is mouz.ThorZaIN, and at the 9 o'clock position in the red from Team Liquid, it is HerO.
Yes, indeed. So we had a very long game number 1. What could have been a long game number 2, but ThorZaIN recognized he was behind and decided to step out of the game. As you said, conserve his energy and stamina. And now it brings us to Shattered Temple again. This is a loser picks format for those of you who have never tuned into IPL Fight Club before, which we have 2 very high-profile players. That to those of you who are first-time viewers, hello and welcome. This is a best of 9 each week between 2 of the best players in the world, and the loser does pick the next map in sequence from our available 10-map pool. Now, the winner of the best of 9 gets $500 in prizes and moves on to face next week's opponent with a $100 bounty attached to their head for every win that they get.
Yep, that's right. So that means if ThorZaIN wins this one, he will get $700, which is enough to buy, like, 6 boxes of Magic the Gathering booster packs, if you want to measure it out in that.
That is totally what I would do right now, actually.
It's enough to buy like half a plane ticket to Korea from Minnesota, if you want to measure it in that, I suppose.
Yes. I have no comparison cost of what it is to fly from Minnesota. So you guys, do you have airplanes up there? Airplanes exist in Minnesota? I figured you guys were just like lots of snow.
If we get the horse and carriage going fast enough, they can get some air sometimes.
Oh, Midwest jabbing. I love it. That's okay. We just drink beer and eat bratwurst all day. So everyone in St. Louis does pretty much actually only do that. So.
Oh man! I mean, it got annoying when I was like working the tech support phones for that phone company that I worked for. Some people from New York would be like, "Oh, you're still using horse and carriage up there?" And I would just be like, "No." They'd be like, "Oh, okay." It was a bit awkward, but
New York
in a way that was fun for me. So
of course,
that was the important thing.
We have a 1-rack schedule. You probably had to hit the mute button, and I worked phone support as well for a rental car company. So frequently we would mute and just crack up.
All the people out there that work in call centers, they know what we're talking about.
I believe I told someone once, enjoy paying your parking ticket or something like that. It was the one day I got too frustrated. So
to be fair, I actually like that. I like fixing the phones and stuff. It was fun for me. I don't know. It was like a puzzle that I got to solve every little call. So I don't know. I was one of the few people that generally enjoyed it. So I'm weird like that. But I think I like StarCraft 2 casting a little bit more.
Yes, I am quite happy with my occupation of choice. And we have a 1-gate expand coming out now for HerO. He actually did 1 gate before gas, then expand, then gas and Cybercore after that. His opponent, on the other hand, decided to go for 1-rack's gasless FE. ThorZaIN has not, of course, followed it up with anything quite yet, as he'll be getting that next orbital command, then a couple of barracks here in a bit, probably.
Yep. Oh, and a second command center for ThorZaIN, too. He is double expanding. Really cool stuff from ThorZaIN. What a weird map to do it on, though. I mean, I wonder if he's going to just float it to the 3rd then, which is kind of cool. It's kind of a crafty little thing he's doing here if he does decide to do that. Because that's something that I can guarantee you HerO wouldn't expect. Nobody triple expands on this map. So this could be pretty interesting, you know, or it could just mean that HerO kills him with a 2-base timing as well. So it could go either way for ThorZaIN, but I think that's really neat that he's trying it out. Getting 2 gas right away as well. Could add some more barracks on and go add-ons, or we could see him go for kind of that Marine tank Banshee composition that we've been seeing players like Nada, for example, going in TVP lately.
Did we say that Shattered Temple would bring a more upbeat, quick-paced game? Ha!
See, doesn't
ThorZaIN flies in the face of that.
Doesn't upbeat just mean happy?
Yes. I guess that's true.
This
isn't an especially happy map. Lots of rain.
Yeah, it is kind of a gloomy map.
It's called Shattered. It's a temple that's shattered.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than a temple that's lost. You know, at least we know where it is now. So.
It's just broken. We got to put it back together.
We found it, but we broke it. Sorry. It's just kind of what happens.
The deductible on this temple is quite high. So
I know.
that's
yeah.
no good.
You know, you invest in a nice temple, and then you put some nice cliffs outside the natural for Thors to just chill out on, and people get mad and they shatter it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But
yes.
Yep, 4 gates now from HerO. Pretty normal to do on 3-base. Probably going to see him add on some tech here in a little bit.
And it looks like ThorZaIN poking up with a few Marines there. Boom!
Does need to be a little bit careful of the early stalkers that'll be coming out for HerO.
He's got that bunker up. This is being used as a macro orbital command for now, but
could definitely do that for a while.
And we'll see where that ends up, as he does have stim pack on the way. But 4 gates are already in play for HerO. He's warping in quite a few units, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, going to put some 4-gate pressure on ThorZaIN. ThorZaIN only has 1 bunker, so that's something that may be a little bit of a cause for concern. Now, he is going to have more SCVs to help defend, too, so if he does lose SCVs defending it, that's actually okay in a strange sort of way, because he'll just have more anyway here. But does he have concussive shells? No, just moving up to try to take out that stalker. Oh, and he sees some pylon, too. And he's going to get that pylon.
Yeah. And HerO, he's not moving away from this. He's just going to push his way down. We have a second bunker coming up with a bunch of SCVs pulled off the line. A couple of units inside of the bunker. Good control from ThorZaIN to throw that hurt Marauder in and cycle it out. But the Zealots are proving to be very powerful right now. Pretty good force fields, as a matter of fact. And a lot of units are pulled off the line now. HerO is going to try and go after the SCV that was building that bunker, but throws on another force field. The Zealots making their way back in. But now, good hold position from ThorZaIN on the left-hand side to trap those Zealots in there and kill them. But, you know, doesn't have a whole lot of units left over. We'll see if HerO keeps pushing with this.
Well, the SCV sure came in handy there, but will it be enough? I don't know. Stim's still a ways from being done, too.
Yeah, the bunker did end up finishing. Now we have a couple of Marauders sitting in there. Stim is, as you said, a little ways away. Looks like 45 seconds at the moment.
Looks like ThorZaIN is also supply blocked pretty badly, which is not going to help at all. I mean, yeah, he's losing units here and there to the push, but normally you still want to have a supply depot out there to, you know, add on and eventually get more units than he had before the push came. There we go. There's the supply depot coming up now for ThorZaIN. But this is still going to be a pretty powerful push from HerO with only 1 bunker there protecting it.
All right, well, he is repairing it as much as possible. Good force fields driving away those SCVs there. Yeah. And there's only a couple of units inside. They immediately get dispatched up. But ThorZaIN now adding in quite a bit of DPS, and Stim just finishes up. So if HerO goes for push number 3, could end up being a nasty surprise for him.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to be sending some medevacs out soon, too. He's got his first 2 starting right about soon. Well, soon.
There they are.
There they are, right?
Yes.
And, yeah, so I think he's going to be just fine. Like I mentioned, because of the 3 orbital commands, he's got plenty of SCVs to be able to use some like this and still be mining pretty well. Not bad. If we take a look at the worker count, too, I think ThorZaIN's going to be a little bit down. But, yeah, not too far down, 45 to 56. Not too bad.
And he does have, as you mentioned before, that 3rd orbital command, so he can reproduce those very quickly. Oh, here's a push. ThorZaIN didn't want to reveal Stim for a while, but now he does, pushing his way up. He is picking off a couple of sentries, but he can't find his way through the force fields quite yet. No more energy left on those sentries, though, and it does allow HerO to pick off a couple more units than I would have thought, I guess, going into that engagement, and now he's going to pull away.
Yeah, HerO pulling back now. ThorZaIN's going to move up and take out those pylons probably, and then that'll be about that. You can see HerO teching up behind this too, getting +1 weapons, another forge, getting charge as well, everything he kind of needs to defend those early medevac pushes. So ThorZaIN is kind of ridden out the storm, if you will, for now, and he's got that 3rd command center, so he can easily walk right over, kill the rocks really fast with his Bioforce, and expand to that 3rd long before HerO can take his.
Yeah, and HerO is going through his own rocks, but he's putting up an additional 2 gateways, so he's going to be on 8 gate with lots of upgrades here in just a second on 2 bases, but well, he's probably going to throw a Nexus up here eventually, as like I said before, he is clearing out those destructible rocks.
Yep. And oh, ThorZaIN decided to take the gold too. Bold move, but I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's you know, not got any engineering bay upgrades on the way yet, so he's going to fall behind in that regard as I'm sorry.
Yeah,
1-1 is already on the way from HerO.
Yeah. Oh, but look at that. 1-1, not too far behind for ThorZaIN either. He'll be behind in attack upgrades more than anything, but not as behind as he could be, so
yeah,
he's not in a terrible, terrible spot yet.
And Templar Archives coming up for HerO, so going after the same unit composition we've seen the past couple of games.
I really like how all these Protoss players are going for 2-base Templar play. It's something that was just kind of unheard of, and then players like FXO Oz kind of figured it out. Don't know if this is the best attack for ThorZaIN, though. Yeah, oh, force fields for HerO looking pretty good, and ThorZaIN not lifting those units up either.
Yeah, you know, though, those Zealots...
DPS?
Yeah, those Zealots were actually outside of the range of Guardian Shield for a very long time, and that makes a big difference in this fight. ThorZaIN able to push on through now with the 2nd round of Zealots. It's going to be much harder, and it looks like he is trying to get away now. He'll have to, you know, pick up and move away or something like that, or kill a couple units as he makes his way across.
Yep, ThorZaIN just kind of trading right now, but more reinforcements do come up, and he will be able to take those Zealots and push back. You know, this would be about the time that a player like Select would jump in those medevacs and drop in the main, too. You know, he'd move right over there and try to kill off a production building or something. But ThorZaIN, it's not really his style. He's going to just pull back, make sure that he's safe at home.
Yeah, not his style at all. And once again, he's going after Mobius Reactor and Armories, who's going to be up on upgrades. He's going to have a lot of ghosts. And his opponent is going for 2-2 at the moment. So his own upgrades are a little bit better than what we've seen in the past couple of games. That's his 9th gateway. No Robo added quite yet. And Blink just about to finish up as well.
Yep. And ThorZaIN's going to take a 4th as well here. So ThorZaIN has just kind of generally been ahead of HerO all game because of that fast third command center. It was a bit iffy there for a moment when HerO pushed in with that big gateway timing, but ThorZaIN did a great job controlling things and holding it off. And because of that, ThorZaIN is just coming into this mid-game time just way ahead of HerO.
Yeah, I mean, his production's pretty staggering right now, especially with 3 more barracks and a 4th command center over on the right-hand side. Oh! He doesn't have any bunkers down, but that wasn't a lot of stuff out there from HerO, and he gets 3 of the units killed basically for free.
Yep, that's right. Does have that ghost out there for EMP as well.
Yeah. A couple of them sitting down. Looks like he did fire something away there for a second. May have been an EMP, as a matter of fact, but no, it doesn't look like any of those shields are down. And a Marine runs
EMP,
out.
but he missed.
Oh,
basically.
gotcha. Okay,
yeah.
That makes sense. Well, ThorZaIN's still sitting behind with so much DPS in that army. Throwing in a sensor tower, like you mentioned before. Pretty cool to see that in TVP. HerO has been using quite a few warp prisms in both games. All right, well, yeah.
Well, looks like he's going to lose some SCVs there to those.
And those Stalkers do have Blink, so they get away. And taking a look around, 20 supply advantage now for ThorZaIN as he is finishing up that base on the right-hand side. Just gets it finished, as a matter of fact. And let's see here. So his mining's going to be very, very good. Basically equal to his opponent without the additional SCVs thrown in there now. But the Stalkers were just setting up a big engagement here. It looks like this is where HerO wants to be. ThorZaIN, a couple of units need to reinforce as well, is now able to engage back near the minerals and is able to force those units away slowly but surely.
Yeah, a quick scan shows him that the units are still moving away for HerO, so he's going to be able to keep a good eye on things. And ThorZaIN's making 5 ghosts at once, so although that limits the DPS of his army in the composition, but it also gives him a lot of EMPs, obviously, so that'll be something that'll be nice to have. And yeah, HerO just goes home, tries to take his own gold. He knows that economically he's behind and needs to try to catch up.
Yeah, he is quite a bit behind now, especially as he sees, or there's a Zealot going after the Destructible Rocks. We'll see if ThorZaIN reacts to that or not. Looks like he's got 1 Marine. Yeah, I choose you. Go. And Marine will dispatch of that Zealot eventually.
Yep.
Back on his opponent's side of things, we have a patrolling High Templar.
Nice. I like that. That's cool.
High Templar are so slow, though. It's always funny to watch them.
Oh. That Xel'Naga Tower is not going to go back to ThorZaIN anytime soon.
No, absolutely
saying
not.
No with that one, yeah. ThorZaIN needs to be pretty careful about engaging this army in the middle of the map here. I mean, that's a ton of Zealots with charge, and the upgrades are pretty good. ThorZaIN is 3-3, though, is going now.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
He does have 3-3 on the way, but, you know, like we said before, a small upgrade advantage for HerO at the moment, and he's getting +1 shields as well. Now finally throwing in those Colossi, and if you notice, no early Vikings this time for HerO, so...
Yeah, you know, he goes so ghost-heavy, too. It's very interesting to see just the huge amount of ghosts he adds into this army. Oh, man, and he's able to chase HerO way back with that.
Yes, he is. There are 12 ghosts out, as you mentioned, a very large number right now. No subsequent Ghost Academies for Nuke play quite yet. And did we say we were going to have a shorter game on Shattered Temple? Ha 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 ha! 20-minute mark coming up here in just a bit.
Well, ThorZaIN playing it pretty well. I like it. I mean, he's got a neat style in TVZ. We, can see that he can play the long game pretty easily. And from a good economic position here, all he needs to do is kind of stay safe and pick his engagements well. Same goes for HerO, though, too. Now that he is on 4 bases, now we're back to that kind of TVP position where it comes down to unit composition and positions and how you control those units, all those great late-game Terran versus Protoss things that the pros need to consider.
Oh, indeed. And we have tons of Vikings, actually 6 Vikings being produced at the same time now for ThorZaIN with +2 weapons on the way. Personal cloaking coming up for those ghosts as well. We had another command center just finish up, actually several of them, as you can see them down at the bottom right-hand corner, trying to keep tabs on the engagement in the middle here, though. And so very soon we're going to be on 5 base versus 5 base as the Nexus is coming up for HerO up at the top as well.
You know, ThorZaIN is approaching this Ghost Viking sort of thing in an interesting way. A lot of players will try to produce both Ghosts and Vikings at the same time and just kind of try to get the number right, but ThorZaIN's like, all right, you have Templar, only Ghosts. And then he's like, all right, I see you're backing off a little bit. I know you're going to Colossi, only Vikings, you know? And it seems like that lets him get a larger number of both out quickly here, but ooh, got to be careful here.
Yeah, he does. Charge Lots are coming in. HerO wants to engage. EMP splashing
nice
on
EMPs.
Everything, though. The Archons are forced to form right now, but look how many Charge Lots were sitting there with those great upgrades, and that ground army from ThorZaIN was just decimated. In fact, the Colossi, have they even gone down? Yeah, they did, so the Vikings did their job, but a huge advantage now for HerO.
Yeah, I feel like in that situation you really need to EMP the Zealots instead, even though they're like less, you know, good targets, a lot of people would say. You just cannot let that amount of Zealots sit in there right on top of your bio here. And GG well played from ThorZaIN.